वयं पयासदा सागरवर गंभीरा सिद्धा सिद्धिं मम दिसन्तु. नमो रिहन्ताणं नमो सिद्धाणं नमो आयर्याणं नमो वज्रायणं नमो लोये सव्वसाहुणं ईशो पञ्चनमुक्कारो सव्वपावपणासणो मङ्गलाणं च सव्वेसिं परमं हवै मङ्गलम्. श्रुत सामायक चालू થયું.
जयतु नित्यं परमुपकार श्री गुरुदेव। जयतु नित्यं परमुपकार श्री गुरुदेव। जयतु नित्यं परमुपकार श्री We did the Navpad Mangalachan. आराधन मूलजस आत्म भाव छे इने नवपद छे आत्मा नवपद माही ते आराधना is for us to manifest our purity, and Navpad represents our own self, the pure states of our own self. So therefore, Navpad is I, and I am Navpad. So yesterday we did the first 5 pads. So,
અને સાધુપદ આખું કમ્પ્લીટ કર્યું તું રાકેશભાઈ?
રશ કર્યો હતું પણ if you have any question.
આજે અમારે અહીંયા સાધુપદ છે. જસ્ટ એક સહેજ 2 મિનિટ લઈ લો ને. ગઈકાલે આઈ હેડ લોગ્ડ આઉટ લાઈક 5 મિનિટ્સ અર્લી. સો સાધુપદ આઈ હેડ મિસ્ડ ઇટ. આમે કોઈ એટલા બધા કોઈ છે નહીં, યુ નો.
હા ભલે માનું બે મિનિટ. સાધુપદ ખંતે દત્તે સુગતો મુત્તે સંતે ગુણ જોગ જુક્તે ગયપમાય ગય મોહનાય જય નિચ્છ મુનિરાયુક્તે. Okay, sorry, I took થોડું I think order. Where would I find the Sadhupad? Okay, so okay. साहु संसाहे संध्यमान नमो नमो सुत दयानमानं तिगुत्तानं समीयानं मुनिदमानं दप्पयठियान् करे सेवना सूरी वायग गणिनी करु वर्णना देहनी श्री मुनि समेते सदा पंच समिति त्रिगुप्ता त्रिगुप्ते नहीं काम भोगे सुलिप्ता वड़ी बाह्य अभ्यंतर ग्रंथि टाड़ी होए मुक्ति ने योग्य चारित्र पाड़ी शुभाष्टांग योगे रमे चेतवाणी नमो साधुने तेह निज पापटारी नमो साधुने तेह निज पापटारी सकल विषय विश्वात्रिने निह कामी निह संगी जी भवदवताप क्षमा आत्म साधन रंगी जी जे रमिया शुद्ध स्वरूप रमणे देह निर्मम निर्मदा कौसग मुद्रा धीर आसन ध्यान अभ्यासी सदा तप तेज दीपे कर्म जीपे नैव छीपे पर बणी मुनिराज करुणा सिंधु त्रिभुवन बंधु प्रणमोहित बणी वाला बंधु प्रणमोहित भनी रस जेम तरु फूले भमरो वैसे पीड़ा तसना पावे रे डरी रस आतम संतोषे रे ते मुनि गोचरी जावे रे विकासित चक्र पद बंदो जिम चीर काढ़े नंदो रे पंच इंद्रिय ने जे नित्य जी पे षटकायक प्रतिपाड़ रे संयम सत प्रकारे आदे वंदु ते हृदयाण रे भविता सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो जिम चीर काढ़े रे अढ़ार सहस पीतांगना धोरी अचल आचार चरित्र रे मुनि महंत जैनायुत वंदी जय जन्म पवित्र विकासित चक्र पदवन जिम चीर काले नंदोरे नवविध ब्रह्मगुप्ति जे पाड़े बारस विहत पशुरारे एहवा मुनि नमिए जो प्रगटे पूरव पुण्य पुरारे विकासित चक्र पद वंदो जिम चीर काले नंदोरे सोनातनी परे परीक्षा दिसे दिन दिन चढ़ते वाने रे संजम खप करता मुनि नमिए देश काल अनुमाने रे विकासित चक्र पद वंदो जिम चीर काले नंदो रे विकासित चक्र पद वंदो जिम चीर काले नंदो दुहो प्रमत जे नित्य रहे नवी हर के नवी सोचे रे साधु सुधा ते आत्मा वाला साधु सुधा ते आत्मा शून्य शूलोचे रे वीर जीवेश्वर उपदेशे तुम्हें सांभर जो चित लाई रे आत्म ज्ञान आत्मा रिद्धि मणे सवियाई रे रिद्धि मणे सवियाई रे Sadhupada Duho is amazing. Matra mundanti ke lochanti, one does not become a sadhu by just wearing the, by extension, sadhu no vesh, by wearing the clothes of sadhu, but one who is apramat, or at least who has the goal of being apramat. So, apramat is one who is aspiring to be, who is in one's own true nature, whose dhyan is towards their own self, Shuddh Atma, or who are aspiring for that.
No Pramat.
Apramat is what?
Pramat.
प्रमाद रहित. प्रमाद रहित.
Yeah, but apramat in the 7th Gunasthanak sense is what we are taking. Apramat is the one who is in dhyan. And if they are not, then whatever else they are doing is so that they can be in dhyan. So that's why the Gyaan Dhyan is the main activities that sadhu would be, and therefore they would never have the oscillations of harsh and shok that we sansari jeev would have. Would neither be completely excited, nor they would be in complete sorrow. This we kind of took yesterday, so this also is very nice. Jai Ramya Shuddha Swarupa Ramya and Dhyan Abhyasi Sada. So that's where I mentioned earlier. They are practicing Dhyan, but they are continuously doing Dhyan. So Muniraj Karuna Sindhu Tribhuvan Bandhu Pranmu Hit Mani, for my own hit, for my own atmic benefit, we bow down to the great Muni Maharaj. So we too can engage in the sadhana of self-purification, atmic shuddhi. So that's what we took till yesterday. Today, well, so Arihant and Siddh, Dev Tattva, Acharya Upadhyaya Sadhu, Guru Tattva, and now the Gun, the Dharma Tattva, which are the 4 guns of Navpad. So starting with the 6th pad, which is Samyag Darshan. Jinu tatte ruya lakkhanassa, namo namo nimmal dansanassa, namo namo nimmal dansanassa. My many salutations to the pure faith, Samyag Darshan, which is characterized by a liking, ruchi for the teachings of Bhagavan, the tattva given to us by Bhagavan, ruchi of that. And the main tattva given to us by Bhagavan is the Atma Tattva. So that's how we got our name, Atma Ruchi. विपर्यास हठ वासना रूप मिथ्या टड़े छे अनादि अच्छे जेम पथ्या जिनोक्ते होय सहज थी श्रद्धानम कहिए दर्शनम तेह परम निदानम विना जेहति ज्ञान अज्ञान रूपम चरित्रम विचित्रम वरण्य पूपम प्रकृति सातने उपशमे शयते होवे इहा आप रूपे सदा अपजोय इहा आप रूपे सदा आप जोवे. Ulardo by this was from Yogacharya Gnandev Vasudhi Maharaj. Now the Ulardo of Pujapa Srimad Devchandra. Samyag Darshan Guna Namo Tattva Pratita Swarupo Ji Jasu Nirdhar Swabhav Che Chetana Guna Je Arupo Ji जे अनूप श्रद्धा धर्म प्रगटे सयल पर टड़े निज शुद्ध सत्ता प्रगट अनुभव करण रुचिता उछड़े बहु मान परिणति वस्तु तत्वे अहवत सुकारण पणे निज साध्य दृष्टे सर्व करणी तत्वता संपत्ति गणे वाला तत्वता संपत्ति गणे. रास महामहोपाध्याय यशोजी जी. शुद्ध देव गुरु धर्म परीक्षा सदहाना परिणाम रे जेह पामी जे तेह नमीजे सम्यग दर्शन नाम रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद बंदो जिम चीर काढ़े नंदो रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद बंदो मल उपशमशय उपशमशयति जे होए त्रिविध भंगरे सम्यग दर्शन ते नमीचे जिन धर्मे दृढ़ रंग रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद बंदो जिम चीर काढ़े नंदो रे पंचवार उपशमय लहीजे क्षय उपशमय असंख रे एक वाइशाविक ते समकित दर्शन नमीय असंख रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद बंदो जिम चीर काढ़े नंदो रे जेवी न प्रमाण न होवे चारित्र तरु नवी फड़ियो रे सुख निर्वाण न जेवी न लहिए समकित दर्शन बड़ियो रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद बंदो जिम चीर काढ़े नंदो रे 67 बोले जे अलंकारियो ज्ञान चारित्र मूढ़ रे संगीत दर्शन ते नित्य प्रणमु शिव पंथ नो अनुकूल रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र बंदो जिम चीर काढ़े नंदो रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद दोहो शम संवेगाधिक गुणाशय उपशम जया मेरे दर्शन तेज आत्मा वाला दर्शन तेज आत्मा श्रोए नाम धरावे रे वीर जिनेश्वर उपदेशे तुम्हें सांभर जो चित लावे आत्म ध्याने आत्मा वाला आत्म ध्याने आत्मा सबिया सबिया the Asoli 2025 last year, we took this Samyag Darshan in quite detail. So, if anybody has any questions or want to take anything specific, we can do that. This Manchwar.
5 बार उपशमीय लगा.
So, Samyag Darshan, there are 3 types of, from the aspect of karma, there are 3 types of Samyag Darshan. So, Darshan Mohaniya Karma. Mohaniya Karma has 2 parts, Darshan Mohaniya and Chaartitra Mohaniya. So, Darshan Mohaniya Karma is the root of all sorrows, is the root of our wanderings in samsara. So, when we are able to first time suppress all the Darshan Mohaniya Karma, so none of the Darshan Mohaniya Karma is now. Darshan Mohaniya Karma is coming into Uday every instant. So if we were to be able to suppress it and not a single particle of Darshan Mohaniya Karma is coming into Uday, then that is called Upsham Samkit. That's how we first attained Samyaktva. That's how we first attained Samkit. So what is happening is, because Darshan Mohniya Karma is coming into Uday, so because of that, it dilutes us. So our belief gets diluted, and because of that, we cannot get the true experience of who we are. So when we are able to get Upsham Samyaktva, when we are able to prevent any delusion from happening, we get basically a very, it's almost like, think of looking at a golden piece at the bottom of the pond. So there's a lot of dirtiness in between. We won't be able to see it. But when, for a brief instant, if everything is clear, all the mud, all the moss, everything is cast aside, then we can get a clear picture. Similarly, we can experience our own true nature for the first time. So that's called Upsham Samkit. So generally it happens only one. There are, I think, 3 or 4 other exceptions. But here they are saying that, Padej is saying that maximum it can happen 5 times in the Bhavchakra. So because once somebody gets Upsham Samkit, then they will for sure go to moksha. So maximum is Ardha Pudgal Paravat. And in there, it's possible that one might, even if one loses it, they might get they will get some again. So generally we say Upsham Samkit is like 1 time, but yeah, I think the 3, 4 other times are like an exception. If anybody is curious, I can ask somebody and get more details into why 5 times. And then once somebody gets Samyaktva, Upsham Samyaktva, the second part is called Shayopsamik Samyaktva. So that can stay for a long time. So basically after that, it's every instant is Shayopsamik Samyaktva until one gets rid of all the. So Shayopsamik means that majority of the karma have been crushed, have been destroyed, Shay. But there might be some that are still present. So those are getting Upsham. So basically the key is that none of the Mithyatva Mohniya Karma are coming into Uday. In Shayopsamik Samyaktva, when the person who has Shayopsamik Samyaktva, they do this process of transformation, where basically the Mithyatva Mohniya Karma that is inside, because not all of them have been destroyed, but before they come into Uday, they convert it into Samyaktva Mohniya Karma. So therefore, they will not. They will always. They will still have a connection with their true nature. So that would still stay. The experience of Upsham Samyaktva would still stay with them. And then, when all of the Darshan Mohniya Karma are destroyed, then that is called Shayik Samyaktva. So then, person with Shayik Samyaktva would either go to moksha in the same bhav or maximum of 3 bhav. So yesterday we mentioned that Duppaha Suri, said, the last Acharya Bhagwan, he will be a Shayik Samyaktva Samkiti, and he will go from here to Mahavidya and go to moksha. So in this case, it's not 3 bhav, but maximum is 3 bhav for a Shayik Sam. They will go to Devlok, and then after Devlok, they can go to Mahavidya, and they will get. So that's the 3 types of Samyaktva from a perspective of a karma theory. Any other questions? This is the very poignant duho. Samyaktva, right? Like Acharya Mahamahopadhyay Sahib Ji is challenging us, like there's no point in saying I have Samkit Shuhai Nam Dharavere. So Nam itself does not matter. But what matters is, so these are the, as we took in the Dhal also, there are 67 attributes of Samyaktva. And therefore, on the sixth day of Navpad Oli, we give people who do Arantha give 67 Kamashamnas. So out of those 67, these 5 are sort of the key one. They are called the characteristics, the lakshan of Samkit. So one who has this, has Samyaktva, or one who works on getting this is going closer to get Samyaktva. So therefore, this is of more interest to us because hopefully all of our goal is to get Samyaktva if we don't already have it. So the way it works is basically the order in the Gatha is in a reverse order. So first we get Astha, then Anukampa, then Nirved, then Samveg, and then Sham. So it starts with, one has to start without believing in what Bhagwan said, or without believing in what is the true nature of reality. It's impossible to get Samyaktva. So that is the starting point. And then Anukampa, once one starts really understanding, then automatically we get Anukampa we get feelings of Maitri, friendship, and compassion for all living beings. Right? Because we understand that everybody is like me, and therefore I should be friends with all living beings. And if somebody is not is in a unfortunate state, then I would try my best to help them, or I would at least have compassion towards them. And then these two are the key ones. So Nirved and Samveg. So Tod and Jod. Nirved is Tod, which is basically detaching ourselves from the Vishay Kashay, from the Sansar, which is in our head, which is made up of Vishay, pleasure of senses, and Kashay that manifest as part of our passion for Vishay. So once we start distancing ourselves, once we understand that happiness is not in the pleasure of senses, happiness is not in being able to express my kashay. In fact, it's the other way around. In fact, that's like going to lead to more and more sorrows. Then we develop the gun of Nirved, and simultaneously, in order for Nirved to have a good foundation, have a good base, it needs the sort of the feedback from Samveg. So it's basically they go kind of hand in hand, meaning our desire, moksha vilash, so desire for getting the true happiness, getting the true bliss, desire and love for Dev Guru Dharma, that is Samveg. So Samveg Nirved is the two pillars that will take us on the path of moksha. And when these are there, then automatically we would experience a joy within us. So that's the Sham. So then the seventh pad. Which one? We did. You want to sing again? Yeah. So now, in order to, and also one, this is very, most of you would have understood it. It's in pure, it's in Gujarati only, so it's not very hard. But the key thing is, without darshan, our Gyaan is also mithya agyan actually. Does not even. So, Jevin Nan Pramata. So, without darshan, Gyaan also does not get the status of a true Gyaan. So, all of our knowledge falls in the category of mithya Gyaan until we get Samyag Darshan. And without Samyag Darshan and Samyag Gyaan, the Chaartitra is Abhasik Chaartitra, is just it has an appearance of Chaartitra, but it's not true Chaartitra. So in order to get in order to get Samyak Gyan and Samyak Charitra, so true knowledge and true Charitra, we need to have Samyak Darshan. So therefore, Samyak Darshan is a very most crucial pad, because the whole dharam starts with Samyak Darshan. So without that, so therefore all of us should aspire for Samyak Darshan. And until we get Samyak Darshan, Gyaan also can help us towards getting Samyak Darshan. So in that sense, we would pray for the Gyaan pad, so that Gyaan can help us get there. So Annana Sanmoha Tamoha Rasa Namo Namo Nahana Nivaya Rasa Hoye Jehati Gnana Shuddha Prabodhe Yatha Varnana Se Vichitra Vabodhe जेणे जानिए वस्तु षड्द्रव्य भावा न हो विवितथा निजेच्छा स्वभावा होए पंचमत्यादि सुज्ञान भेदे रूपास्थिति योग्यता ते वेदे वड़ी ज्ञेय हे उपादय रूपे लहे चित्त महाजे मन ध्वांत प्रदीपे लहे चित्त महाजे मन ध्वांत प्रदीपे भव्य नमो गुण ज्ञान स्वर प्रकाशक भावे जो पर जाए धर्म अनंतता भेदा वेद स्वभावे जी जे मुख्य परिणति सकल ज्ञायक बोध भाव विलक्षण मतियादि पंच प्रकार निर्मल सिद्धि साधन लंचना स्याद्वाद संगी तत्वरंगी प्रथम वेदा भेदता सविकल्प दे अविकल्प वस्तु सकल संशय छेदता सकल संशय छेदता भक्ष्या this is in the rag of सिद्ध चक्र पदवंदोरे भविका भक्ष्या भक्षण जे विणलहिये पेय पय विचार कृत्य कृत्य न जे विणलहिये ज्ञान ते सकल आधार रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पदवंदो रे भविका जीव चिर काड़े नंदो प्रथम ज्ञान ने पछी अहिंसा श्री सिद्धांते भाख्यू ज्ञान देवंतो ज्ञान मनिंदो ज्ञान देवंतो ज्ञान मनिंदो ज्ञानीये शिव सुख चाक्युरे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पदवंदो रे भविका जिम चिरकारे नंदो सकल क्रियानो मूड जे श्रद्धा देहानु मूड जे कहिए देह ज्ञान नित नित वंदीजे देह ज्ञान नित नित वंदीजे देवीण कहो के मरहिए रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद बंदो पंच ज्ञान हे जे सदागम स्वपर प्रकाशक जेह दीपक परे त्रिभुवन उपकारी दीपक परे त्रिभुवन उपकारी वड़ी जेम रवि शशि में हरे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद बंदो रे भविका जीव चिरकारे नंदो लोक ऊर्ध्व तिर्यग ज्योतिष वैमानिक ने सितरे लोकालोक प्रगट सविजयति ते ज्ञाने मुझ श्रुति रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो जिम चिर काढ़े नंदो रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो ज्ञानावरणीय जे कर्म छे क्षय उपशम तस थाए रे तो हुए हिज आत्मा वाला तो हुए हिज आत्मा ज्ञाने अबोधता जाए रे वीर जिनेश्वर उपदेशे सांभळ जो चित लाई रे आत्म ज्ञाने आत्मा प्रीति मळे सवियाई रे प्रीति मळे सवियाई Example, so Gyaan is the main quality. Gyaan is our main weapon in order to fight moha. And Gyaan is our characteristic quality, virtue of living beings. So no matter how the smallest, the most undeveloped living being to the highly developed living being, they would have some part of Gyaan in them. Right? So here we are talking about Gyaan in general, not necessarily Samyag Gyaan. So what is the main nature of in the Ulado? They are talking about, Devchandraji is talking about Gyaan Good of Atma illuminates all substances. Right? So Sakala Gnaya. And so here the uniqueness of Gyaan Good is that Gyaan Good is Swapar Prakasha, meaning it can illuminate it, or it illuminates others, and also it illuminates our own self. So from a Nishya perspective, the chief nature of Gyaan is to let us know ourselves, right, by distancing ourselves from others, from things that are not us. So that's how we want to use our main strength, which is Gyaan. And there are 5 types of Gyaan: Mati, Shruta, Avdi, Manaparya, and Keval. And the characteristics of now, the Nirmal Gyaan or the Samyak Gyaan is that it is an instrument of soul purification. So Gyaan is, if we think of Gyaan, Keval Gyaan as our final goal, then Gyaan is both sadhya, meaning the goal, and also with the help of refining the Jnana that we have, making it more and more nirmal, making it more and more pure. So the impurity of mithyatva makes our Jnana dirty, makes our Jnana corrupted, makes our Jnana not conducive to make progress on path of dharma. So therefore, Jnana is both sadhya and sadhana, which is true of all the other qualities as well. Any other thing we want to talk about from Jnana? Otherwise,
प्रथम वेदांगित.
Jnana has two types. There are two types of Jnana: savikalp, vikalp Jnana and nirvikalp Jnana. So when we, for us, for Chadmast, our Jnana is the vikalp type, meaning we have to use our concentration, our focus. So we have to make a deliberate effort to know stuff. And for Kevalis, it's nirvikalp. They don't have to put any upyog. So those, and then also Jnana is the one that helps us in discrimination. So the Vivek part also is a synonym of Jnana, where we understand what is good for me, what is beneficial, what is hitkari for me, and what is ahitkari for me. And in the category of food, so bhaksha versus abhaksha, in the category of liquids, so what is pay, apay, and then in the broader category of what is worthy of doing and not what is not worthy. So krutya, akrutya. So he, gne, upade, that is also part of Jnana. Okay. So then the eighth pad, Chaartitra pad. Arihaya khandya sakyasa namo sanjam viriyasa vadi jnana fad charan darya surange nirashanishta dwar bodha prasange bhavan bodhi santarane yan tulyam dharute charitra aprapt mulyam dharute charitra aprapt mulyam होय जास महिमा तकी रंग राजा बड़ी द्वादशांगी घड़ी होय ताजा वड़ी पाप रूपोपी निष्पाप थाए थई सिद्ध ते कर्म ने पार जाए थई सिद्ध ते कर्म ने पार जाए चारित्र गुण बड़ी बड़ी नमो तत्व रमण जसूलो जी पर रमणीय पनुटड़े सकल सिद्धि अनुकूलो जी प्रतिकूल आश्रव त्याग संयम तत्व स्थिरता तममयी सुचि परम भक्ति मोक्ति दस पद पंच संवर उपचय सामायिकादिक वेद धर्मे यथा ख्याते उन्नता अकषाय अकलुष अमल उज्ज्वल काम कशमल चूर्णता वाला काम कशमल चूर्णता. To take the same rag. सिद्ध चक्र पदवंदो देश वीरति ने सर्व वीरति जे गृह्यति ने अभिराम ते चारित्र जगज्जयवन्तु ते चारित्र जगज्जयवन्तु कीजे दास प्रणाम रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद बंदो रे भविका जिम चिर काड़े नंदो तृण परे जे षटखंड सुख छंडी चक्रवर्ती पणवलियो ते चारित्र अक्षय सुख कारण ते चारित्र अक्षय सुख कारण ते में मन माहे धरियो रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पदवंदो रे भविका जिम चिर काले नंदो कुवारांक पण जेह आदरी पूजित इंद्रिंदे अशरण शरण चरण ते वंदु अशरण शरण चरण ते वंदु गुरु ज्ञान आनंद रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो बार मास पर्याय चेहने अनुत्तर सुख अतिक्रमीये बार मास पर्याय जेहने अनुत्तर सुख अतिक्रमीये शुक्ल शुक्ल अभिजात्य ते ऊपरे शुक्ल शुक्ल अभिजात्य ते ऊपरे ते चारित्र ने नमिये रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पदवंदो रे भविका जिम चिर काले नंदो चैते आठ कर्म नो संचय रिक्त करे जेते हरे चारित्र नाम निरुते भाख्यु चारित्र नाम निरुते भाख्यु ते बंधु गुण के हरे वीरजी भाविका सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो जिम चिर काले नंदो ज्ञान चरित्र ते आत्मा निज स्वभाव परम तोरे लेश्या शुद्ध अलंकर्यो मोह बने न विभम तोरे वीर जिनेश्वर उपदेशे तुम्हें सांभळ जो चित लाई रे आत्म ज्ञाने आत्मा प्रीति मरे सवियाई रे प्रीति मरे सवियाई So Charitrapad, as we mentioned before, so Mohaniya karma has two parts. So Darshan Mohaniya is connected with some, so eliminating Darshan Mohaniya leads to Samyag Gyaan, and eliminating Charitra Mohaniya. So Charitra Mohaniya is connected with Charitra. Darshan Mohaniya is sort of binary, so meaning you either have it or you don't have it. There's not a gradation in there. But Charitra has a gradation, as we know. There are like 4 types of Kashai. So those are like the intensity of Kashai leads to the intensity or the, suppressing those Kashais, eliminating those Kashai leads to intensity of the Charitra. So I bow down to Charitra Gun again and again, Charitra Gun Vadi Vadi Namo, because the essence of Charitra Gun. So generally we consider Charitra to be synonymous with Diksha, and that is true from a very broad perspective, from a Vyavhar perspective, but the absolute meaning of Charitra Gun is to be still in our own nature. So to be in Tattva, to be in Atma, that is Charitra Gun, which is true of, it's easy to understand that because Charitra is a quality of Atma. So any quality of Atma will always be with Atma. And therefore, even Sid Bhagwan has Charitra. So if we consider Charitra to be just wearing the clothes of Mahatma or taking Diksha, then that's not in some sense possible for Sid Bhagwan. So therefore, the real meaning of Charitra Gun is to stay still in one's own nature. And because of Charitra Gun, so what happens? Because of the Charitra Gun, the Paramyu Panetare, meaning the inclination of other goes away. Because Charitra Gun gives so much joy within that there is no need to then even think of anything else. And because of that, it is very conducive to when one, as one becomes more and more purer, as one gets higher and higher form of Charitra, one acquires some of the other siddhis. So these siddhis are more of an external connection. They are not necessary for moksha, but they automatically arise as one develops more and more shuddhi. So with shuddhi goes siddhi, with purity goes some of these other powers. And so here they have said quite a few things. I don't think we have time to take all of them. Okay. So Ashrav,
Somebody has some comment? Sorry, see it.
I need to leave, Rakesh, right?
okay,
I'll catch up with Tapp Pads. Thank you so much.
Okay, so Ashrav is not at all so Ashrav is opposite of Charitra in some sense, because Samvar is connected with Charitra. So Samvar is stopping new karms from coming, and Ashrav is opposite of that. So therefore, the sadhak would want to cut down on Ashrav, and Sanyam helps with that. Sanyam or Samvar stops the Ashrav. So, and then there are two types of, so from a Vyavhar perspective, one, the Shravak Vrats is called the Deshvirti, and Mahavrats of Mahatmas are called Sarvavirti. So those are the two types of Charitra from that aspect. And then the other way to think about Charitra is to overcome the bhav of seeking sensory gratification. So therefore controlling the sensory pleasures and focusing one's thought in Bhagwan's Vani, in the tattva given by Bhagwan. So as one is basically Swadhyay, so as one goes more and more deeper into Swadhyay, then automatically we would lose interest in all the pleasure of the senses. Okay, so that's it. And then the Tapp Pad. So last pad, 9th pad. Kammadupo malan kunjarasa namo tivvatavo bharasa. Iyana pai siddham laddivecha samitam payadiya sarvagam rim ha samagam. Disi vai sursaram Honi pida avayaram Vijay Chakkam Siddha Chakkam Namami Vijay Chakkam Siddha Chakkam Namami त्रिकालिकपणे कर्म कषाये टाळे निकाचितपणे बांधिया तेह पाड़े कहू तेह तप बाह्य अंतर दुभेदे क्षमायुक्त निर्हेतु दुर्ध्यान छेदे। होए जा समय माता की लब्धि सिद्धि, अवंछक पड़े कर्म आवरण शुद्धि। तपोते तपोत तपोते तपजे महानंद हेते, होए सिद्धि सिमंतनी जीवन संकेते। इसिया न पद ध्यान ने जेह ध्यावे, सदानंद चित्रुक्ता तेह पावे। वडि ज्ञान विमलादि गुण रत्न दामा, नमो ते सदा सिद्ध चक्र प्रधान। नमो ते सदा सिद्ध चक्र प्रधान। This was the composition of Gyaan. इवन पद ध्यावे परम आनंद पावे, नम्मे भव शिव जावे देव नर भव पावे। ज्ञान विमल गुण गावे सिद्ध चक्र प्रभावे, सभी दुरित समावे विश्व जयकार पावे, विश्व जयकार पावे। So Tappad also has the concluding part of a Navpad. So therefore it is mentioned to Siddha Chakra or Navpad. Now the Ulad. इच्छारोदन तप नमो माय अभ्यंतर भेजे जी। आत्म सत्ता एकता पर परिणति उच्छेदे जी। उच्छेद कर्म अनादि संतति, जेह सिद्ध पणु वरे। योग संगे आहार टाड़ी, भाव क्रियता करे। अंतर मोहरत तत्व साधे, सर्व संवरता करी। निजात्म सत्ता प्रगट भावे, करो तप गुण आदरी वाला। करो तप गुण आदरी। नवपद एवं नवपद गुण मंडल चौनिक्षेप प्रमाणे जी। सात नये जे आदरे सम्यक ज्ञाने जाने जी। निर्धार से ती गुणी गुण लो, करे जे बहुमानये। तसु कर नहीं तत्व रमणे, थाए निर्मल ध्यान। एम शुद्ध सत्ता बड़ियो चेतन, सकल सिद्धि अनुसरे। अक्षय अनंत महंत चिदगन, परम आनंदता वरे वाला। परम आनंदता वरे। यशैल सुख कर गुण पुरंदर, सिद्ध चक्र पदावली। सविलब्धि विद्या सिद्धि मंदर, भविक पूजो मंदरुली। उच्छाया वर श्री राज सागर, ज्ञान धर्म सुराजता। गुरुदीप चंद्र सुचरण सेवक, देवचंद्र सुशोभता। देवचंद्र सुशोभता। जानता तिहु ज्ञाने संयुत, ते भव मुक्ति जिनंद भविका। ते भव मुक्ति जिनंद, जेह आदरे कर्म खपेवा। जेह आदरे कर्म खपेवा, ते तप शिव तरु कंदरे भविका। सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो, जीव चिर काळे नंदो रे भविका। सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो, कर्मणिका चित पण क्षय जाय। क्षमा सहित जे करता रे भविका। क्षमा सहित जे करता, ते तप नमिये जेहति पावे। ते तप नमिये जेहति पावे, जिन शासन उज मनता रे भविका। सिद्ध चक्र पद बंदो, जीव चिर काले नंदो रे भविका। चक्रपद वंदो आमो सही पमुहा बहुलभी होवे जस प्रभावे रे भविका होवे जस प्रभावे अष्ट महासिद्धि नवनिधि प्रकटे अष्ट महासिद्धि नवनिधि प्रकटे नमिये ते तप भावे रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद
जीव चीरे काटे नंदोरे भविका
सिद्ध चक्र पद मंत्रो फळ शिव सुख मोठो सुर नर वर संपत्ती जय अनुपूर्ण भविका संपत्ती जय अनुपूर्ण ते तप सुर तरु सरिखो वंदो ते तप सुर तरु सरिखो वंदो सममकरंद अमूल रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो चिम चिर कांडे सर्व मंगल मा पहलू मंगल वर्णव्यूजे ग्रंथे रे भविका वर्णव्यूजे ग्रंथे ते तप पद त्रिहु काळे नमीचे ते तप पद त्रिहु काळे नमीचे वर सहाय शिव पंथे रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो एवं पद थुण तो तिहानी हुओ तन्मय श्रीपाल रे भविका हुओ तन्मय श्रीपाल सुजसमिला से चौथे खंडे सुजसमिला से चौथे खंडे एह प्यार मिलाए रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो जीव चिर काले बंदो इच्छा रोधे संपरी परिणति समता योगे रे तपते आत्मा वाला तपते आत्मा वर्ते निज गुण भोगे रे आगमनो आगम तनो भावते जानो साचो रे आत्म भावे तिर हो जो वाला आत्म भावे तिर हो जो परिभावे मत राचो रे अष्टक सकल समृद्धि घट माहे रुद्धिदा की रे ते नव पद रीति जान जोला ते नव पद रीति जान जो आत्म राम चे साखी रे योग असंख्य छे जिन कया नव पद मुख्य ते जानो रे एह तणे अवलंबने आत्म ध्यान प्रमाणो रे डाल बार हवी चौथे खंडे पूरी रे वाणी वाचक जस तणी वल वाणी वाचक जस तणी कोई नए नाधुरी रे वीर चिदेश्वर स्वदेशे तुम सांभळ जो चितलाई रे आत्म ध्याने आत्मा प्रीति बड़े सबिलानी. So we are about time 10:12. I will just take 1 minute and conclude this. I bow down to the Tapp Gun, whose nature is Ichharodhan Tapp. So his nature is to clamp down upon desires. And there are two categories of Tapp, Bahya Tapp and Abhyantar Tapp. So that which is conducive to Abhyantar, that which is conducive to the internal Tapp, is called as the external Tapp. And Tapp unites all of our qualities and eliminates our addiction. Par parinati uchchedeji. So eliminates our addiction of meddling with others, meddling into others. So that's why Tapp is critical to lead to the moksha marg. Tapp is capable of breaking chain-like sequences of karma since Anadikal. Since the karmic impurities is what prevents us from attaining moksha, moksha achievable via Tapp. As Tapp, as it's said, Tapp, Tapsa Nirjara. So Tapp is the main cause of Nirjara. And what kind of Tapp is that? So that's the Tapp of Dhyan and Tapp of Kausak. And the other Tapps leads towards Dhyan and Kausak. So with that, one becomes a yogi. So that's a state of Siddh Bhagavan where there's no mind and body and speech. And Anhari, so there is no need for food. And the Gyaan and Virya of Atma remain in Atma. So, what is that? Sarva Samvartakami. No, I was looking in the Ulado, I don't see that. But anyway, the Gyaan and Virya of Atma remain in Atma. Unlike the Sansari Jeev who gets attracted by material. Oh, I think maybe that's the Sarva Samvartakari. Sorry. Yeah. So Sarva Samvartakari meaning the Gyaan quality and the Virya quality of Atma stays in the Atma. Unlike us, when our Gyaan is going outside, our energies are going outside towards the material stuff. And Siddh Bhagavans have attained the state of Bhava Kriyata. So less than 48 minutes of Shukla Dhyan, which is the most purified, most advanced category of Dhyan, which is part of Tapp, leads to the completion of the spiritual quest. And if 48 minutes of Antarmurat of Shukla Dhyan leads to Keval Dhyan, thus we have immense respect for Tapp Gun, since it is the means for us to manifest our own pure state. And with that, we will again say, Aradhantu Muljas, Atam Bhava Che, Tire Navpad Che Atma, Navpad Mahi. Chaitanya Viruddh, if I said anything, or if I said anything that hurt any one of you, then Ichha. Any questions, any comments of, I don't know, I was enjoying singing, but I don't know how it may not be that attractive listening virtually and not able to join. Shrimastu sarva jagatah parayita kirta bhantu bhutakano dosha prayatu nasham sarvatra sakhi bhavtu lokah sarva mangal mangalim sarva kalyana karanam pradhanam sarva dharmanam jenam jeti shasham. Marsai Bhagavan Sadguru Dev. Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra, everyone. We'll conclude here. Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra.